Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the exciting, riveting, and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only Master of Propaganda, your Lord and Master of King of Kings. Off here to a 1v1 on Miller Road in the north. It is Elpern fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin. Here with the 11th Guards Tank Corps with Armored Assault, Airborne Troops, and Mechanized Support with Infantry and Tank Gun Bullets. Most of the south, it is NosMarkov fighting for the Oberkommandist Germany, Deutschland. Here with the... let's just go with 1st Panzerdivision here with Luftwaffe Ground Forces, Elite Armored, and Overwatch. Double full screens versus double conscripts. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters, these champions, these heroes. Without them, this episode and so many others would not be possible. So big thanks to all of those. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon or donating via PayPal. Links are in the video description. I wish no comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button. Sanders here by the car point here. Elpern already expecting a German assault here to disrupt his fuel supply, or maybe not. That or Yuri is particularly fumble-fingered and just completely managed to ruin the entire thing. Skirmishing in the centre contra there, catching the Fulkers that laid up sandbags of their own. Pushing them back into heavy covers. A bit of a standoff here between Elpern and NosMarkov over the centre in the southeast. Engineers advancing up north. Another conscript coming out there with a third one on the way there for Elpern. More Fulkers in this probably going to happen here for NosMarkov anytime soon. And the big question here is going to be, will it be Elite Armaments, for example, with a fast 2-1? Will it be Overwatch? Or will it be Luftwaffe Ground Forces? Falling back from the centre here. And then, sneaky. Catching NosMarkov off guard here. We've got more troops running around the centre. In the south, Engineers moving forward step for Elpern. Conscripts on the move there. Grab the northern point. Meow, yes, Basil. Moving in there, bit of skirmishing. North here, Jump Punch catching the conscript there. 4th one there for Elpern. Likely then indicating airborne troops tactics here for Elpern then. With a lot of S-54s here to challenge NosMarkov's full Scuderia and Sturmpionier. NosMarkov yet to reveal his plans here. And neither has Basil. In the south here we got the Engineer sneak force there for Elpern. Troops there back for enforcement here. So far, NosMarkov leading in strongly here. Elpern sadly getting into a bit of awkward engagement in the early game. There go, by the carve point here. Elpern's Engineers managed to catch the Fulkers here by the carve point. North of the carve point hit there, so sadly, not much luck there for Elpern in defending it so far. Charging here there with a large number of troops here. NosMarkov's forces can really only maintain the position for so long here with the limited support against all of Elpern's troops. So the question is, how much longer does he stick around, and does he actually risk a wipe here? That seems to be he's almost risking here actually. That's pretty callous there by NosMarkov. And Opzel's a bit short-sighted. Losing the full squad here would be pretty bad. And yes, that happens here. Great kill there for Elpern. Definitely turns the table there. NosMarkov punishes him there for a rather gross extension of his full squad years beyond what they could actually manage. Try all the way there for NosMarkov. But now Elpern can basically search through there as NosMarkov is lacking a crucial piece here in the puzzle to stop the socialist advance under Elpern's command. Fulkers being caught here by the infantry, torn through by mercenary gun rifle fire. Of north here, conflict caught by the Fulkers. The Sturmpionier arriving here. Sturmpioneers may offer the key for NosMarkov to stem the tide. But the Carpentier conflict there overwhelming the Fulkers squad there as well. Now Elpern's forces are getting slightly extended and spread out, making it a bit easier for NosMarkov to push back despite his suffering losses. No sign of the truck getting set up here. Fulkers Sturmpionier being caught. He's rushed towards the car point, but this is allowing Elpern's other forces free shots at them. So a bit risky, honestly, by NosMarkov versus Elpern, and Elpern are looking to take advantage of. Oh dear, if he suffers another wipe, that's going to be pretty brutal, and while not quite GG, will definitely make things really tough here for NosMarkov. Reinforcing, more sitting out there for Markov. Sturmpionier, he's trying to use the truck here to push around the troops, but it's just not working out here for NosMarkov. The Sturmpioneers close to wiped out. NosMarkov really got caught there in a bad spot by Elpern. Really getting punished for that wipe. Back at reinforcing. He can't keep the truck there around too close to the front line for too long either. Like if, say, Elpern researches grenades, he could, pelt it with anti-tank grenades to take it out. But he's using it at least somehow to, shall say, mitigate the loss of the squad. Then at least, make it harder for Elpern to fight. It's a pretty cheeky and annoying trick. But there you are. We got there some airdrops there for Elpern, who has in fact gone for airborne troops with the airdrop weapons, pair-dropped heavy machine gun, airborne rally points, guards airborne troops, rocket strike versus NosMarkov has gone for Overwatch with Jaegers, early warning systems. For the fatherland, no Basil, my hand is not a toy, like to felt a bit vaccine out. And sector assault, no Basil, you little cat bastard. Let go, thank you. I'm trying to retract my hand here. Stupid cat. Sandbags on the southern point here, no Jaegers yet. Trucks setting up for the Belgium headquarters as expected. Elpern dropping in more weapons. Comrades, couldn't we just, have them delivered by more, economical choices? And yet, comrades, we must display the superiority of the Soviet Union by airdropping weapons every single time. Could we not? It seems quite wasteful. Yet! Basil, stop it! Stupid cat. Samix there by the southern point here. Goliath and NosMarkov. Now, that's not something you see every day. The Goliath was a self-propelled demolition charge. Would typically be attached to a variety of units known as frontline Abteilungs. Could be just sort of pioneer units, but it could also be like armored units. For example, they would occasionally use Stugs to command them, but even Tiger tanks were used to control these and their bigger cousins, the Borgward 4B. So, little fun fact there. Samex by northern point here. Flak half track there, halfway done. Field gun there for Elpern. Obviously expecting a flak half track or theoretically looks anytime soon, but current Oberkommand meta game very much just has people go for the flak half track because it's just very, very solid. The Goliath's hiding around the carpet in case Elpern tries to go for it again. He may get a slightly explosive surprise if NosMarkov and the German army. Heading for northern point. There you go, 251-17 there for NosMarkov. Conscripts there as the Volksgrenadiers, and again with SVT-40s, they pose a significantly larger challenge here for NosMarkov's Volksgrenadiers on their own. They'll definitely need some heavier firepower. We've got Goliath on the move here. Cheeky, risky. But of course it pays off. It could really lead to a big problem there for Elpern. And in this case the Goliath gets spotted. Okay. Back here, Sturmpioniere, good to go. No further sound tech yet for Elpern. Of course, we have the field gun, flak half tank to be careful. We'll also have to see Elpern consider the guards airborne troops. Most players do not, but I do think they're quite good. Either with the PPSH-41 upgrade or the triple DP light machines. Up north here, though, NosMarkov's Volksgrenadiers once more find themselves a bit overwhelmed and are forced to retreat. Goliath just remains in hiding. But Elpern has seen through his tricks. Yep, he's going to lose the Goliath here. Bit of a, I think, bad call there by NosMarkov. Getting a bit too greedy there. MG 34 NosMarkov. More engineers there for Elpern and the Red Army. Plus the Tankovi Battalion Command there for Elpern and the Red Army too. Folks being about to attack as they finish the sandbags just narrowly in time. We got more Volksgrenadiers here for NosMarkov. Honestly, I'm surprised we're not quite seeing Jaegers. Otherwise, he may just want to honestly just try and take up for the faster Schwerpanzer quarters and begin getting out the Obersoldaten. There's an opponent with a lot of conscripts upgraded. I think it would be much strategically smart here for NosMarkov to not feed Volksgrenadiers into that, but rather begin going for the Obersoldaten, which are much better suited for taking on the conscripts with the SVT-40 upgrades, honestly. So, a few current faults there. Goliath has repositioned once more. I think he's trying to hold it back for repairs. Imagine having to hold a welding torch close to that. Are you sure this thing is safe? Yeah, just let me get behind this very large LED screen and made out of concrete too. You're kidding me, right? Nine? I'm just, safety precautions, you know. You know those regulations. Oh, God. Got engineers being forced there. Oh man, imagine if he accidentally pressed detonate or something inside of his own base. Oh god. Fulton was the engineers here. Elpern can soon go for the T-Sun light tank. Of course, Elpern could also just skip that and move straight ahead for the mechanized armor company and begin pushing out T-34 6s. Worth noting, despite all these faults on these, NosMarkov has yet to upgrade a single one of them. We're carefully following up, by the way, that's a really good idea, but again, I feel like NosMarkov should have probably just, like, you know, tried to rush ahead for the schwerpunted quarters, get out some orbits done, rather than go for a fourth fault's going to be scored again versus SVT-40 conscripts, in particular considering he's yet to upgrade any of them. Oh, there you go, finally starting some upgrades there. Heavy machine gun being dropped in there, plus more weapons there for Elpern's men. The southeast, small detachment they're being dispatched here from the 1st Panzerdivision. Dritte Panzergrenadierkompanie. Flak after on the move. Will he fix the Goliath? He's just going to forget about it, and there we go. Jürgen, I think it moves on its own. 9, it's just some idiot over there, radio controlling it. Are you sure? Yeah. So there you go, Goliath fixed up for NosMarkov. I actually think it's very rare by when the Goliath ever gets repaired, because normally when it comes under fire, it's typically dead shortly after. So, that was a very rare sight there for all of the viewers. Still hasn't picked up that weapons crate. We got 312 as a 496. Flag after the move, heading southwards here to deal with the Sods there. Nice sandbagging here by Elpern, of course, taking in. Center also fortified. We got more weapons drops there for Elpern, more SVT-40s. Black Ops Born and Sun Assault here, Sturm Pioneer full swing forwards. And got a few more assault rifles on the way there for NosMarkov and the German army. Got the Disco moving in, the Sturm Pioneer moving to try and deal here with the field gun. Goliath sneaking northwards, looking to defend the point here, though. What's the cheat sneak out on those engineers unless Elpern is too preoccupied elsewhere. Sturm Pine's caught here, suppressed, won't much further. Disco they're being outmaneuvered here by the Volkskondi's one-hand got off. They're going to force Elpern's heavy machine team there to fall back. He's also skipping the T-74, the Mechanauts Armor Company are going to be rushing out that T-3476. That will be quite the challenge for NosMarkov. Currently on his one academy of trying to stop that, and certainly is some time removed from any armor himself. But there you go, he is taking up at least. He is taking up. T-3476 there for Elpern and the Red Army. Engineers contract in the forces by the southern eastern point here quickly routed though, unable to put up sufficient resistance, and once more NosMarkov creeps ahead for the Goliath. Well, this time actually worked out. We've got to be forced to fall back to repair it. Molotov on the forces of Barnhard gun and then return. Heading for the southern point. Follows with the Dishka.
Supply lines have been cut.
T-34 ready, and again, note NosMarkov can use one location and try and stop it for now. He can stop the schwerpunted quarters, but he's going to need another Kedmev most likely, and may even want to consider Panzer 6 on the Sturm Pioneer, to be honest. Goliath heading northwards. I mean, obviously, if we can beat the T-34 to Goliath, he could also use that to probably help take out the T-34-6. That said, getting that to pay off is going to be a bit tricky, and look, once more it's damaged. Man, that Goliath. T-34 rushing straight here for the flank half track, popping smoke. Shoots, misses. Lucky there for NosMarkov and Deutschland. The other Kedman coming up as well there. Field gun move. Ooh, could this be it? Could this be the Goliath's gold moment? Could this be its time to shine? Like a supernova? Maybe not. Kevin the shoots the T-34-6. Decent hit. That Pantabar's off as well. Now Kevin for NosMarkov. Very good. Trucker shits us up. Definitely wants to get that Schwab undercooled up soon. Meanwhile, Elpern is actually not far away from another T-34-6 south side. There's, I think, possibly rat-picking seat for NosMarkov, as Elpern is committing a lot here to support the tanks assault in the north. Also worth noting, Elpern could benefit from Morton. Similarly, NosMarkov could also benefit from a light infantry gun once he's got the tech up. That is obviously currently the big priority. We got 229 versus 496. Elpern continues to have a nice victory point leader with NosMarkov. More sandbags for Elpern. Very good. There we go. He does go for the line for gun after setting up the Schwerpunted quarters. Sehr good as well. Sehr good. Disco in the south here, catching the folks above the southern fuel. Oh, not southern fuel, but southern point here. North here, we got the Volksgrenadiers and the Sturmpionie dealing with advancing counter attack here by Elpern and the Red Army. Molotov off, he's right into the midst of NosMarkov. Troops like head from court here. T-Fed from move there. Flag captain repositioned. All the kid moving up here. And there got the Goliath. It moves! It moves! Will this be the magical moment? No, it won't. No, it won't. It never will be. Line gun on the way up north, he poked in court here alongside the Sturmpioneer by a swath of infantry. There you go, flak half track, and like Kevin assisting here, need to retreat those Sturmpioneers. Almost got the T-Fed Force from 6, flak half taking heavy damage, Force pushing forwards here. Got the T-Fed Force from 6, a stinging below the tailpin, and could possibly be the opportunity here that NosMarkov need to push it. And there you go, got a wipe as well. That was definitely worth the Goliath, even he did nothing. And obviously, you know, he did nothing. A contra straight for the carve point here. Possibly Schwer Public Quarters up needs to be authorized. Another field gun plus another T-34 from 6 for Elpern. And NosMarkov does start authorization of the Schwer Panzerhauptquartier. Troops here reinforcing healing from NosMarkov. These in the northern point. There you go, caught with the Schwer Panzerhauptquarters. It's third terminal flag there. Comes to the routed. Sandbags in the centre. Finally, NosMarkov was able to stop the rather heavy victory point bleed here from Elpern. He's also not too far from the Panther for Moliere, though theoretically trying to go for the Panther here, though versus still the infantry. You may want to consider the Panther 4. Then again, if you were to go for like a sufficient number of orbital dart, he could theoretically make the Panther work. Which is typically how the Panther works a bit better for the orbital commerce than the Wehrmacht. Partly you don't have to take as much for it, but crucially you get Tier 4 infantry to support the Panther. The Wehrmacht does not. Or Tier 3.5 I suppose you call this, but you get the idea. Team for the Volks controlling, now they're going straight for the Volksgrenadiers. Panther first off there. Down to the engine and slowing down their Elpern's armor assault in the south. Another push forwards, but the disco in the shed there is going to be a sufficient Stalin stronghold, which NosMarkov's Volksgrenadiers are going to have a hard time piercing, though they will try with a Brandhandgranate. I always find it amusing they go for the incendiary grenades when they rouse the Germans to make use of Molotovs of their own. They just call them Brandflash and they make them industrially, but they still very much make use of Molotovs in a large degree, particularly as the war went on. So no Panther 4 yet again. Could be a Panther here of NosMarkov and for Deutschland in the face of Elpern's Socialist Steel Assault. Grabbing the southern point here, flak half covering up, and we get a bit of wood there flying straight through the woods. MD-54 covering up the centre. We got 205 as 486. Now it's NosMarkov and Deutschland's time to shine. Fulton's caught there. Just caught with a flak half track. And there you go, double field gun volley. Shatters NosMarkov's flak half track. There's a win hill, that flak half track stood a chance there. Push up north here. Meanwhile, they got a southern push there as well, ignoring the centre for now. I think that's a pretty clever move there. But Elpern obviously requires a bit more management, and we do get a Panther for Moliere for NosMarkov. Guess he wasn't planning for the Panther after all. Again, the Panther for Moliere is in most cases just the safer bet. Much more typically cost efficient in a lot of cases. Particularly once your opponent gets out double field guns. You know, the Panther's armor is also really just not much worth anyway, so which point again you just want cost efficient solutions, can push out as much damage on your opponent's infantry from safe distances, and that's the Panther for Moliere in a nutshell compared to the Panther. Life gun there, got one kill so far here. The Katyusha rocket launch for Elpern. Light infantry shots here. Like they're heading around the disco, there we go. You get 205 to 155. Panther 4 almost done there. In the south, another assault there again. Not a lot of upgrades on the Volksgrenadiers. He's got 2 squads upgraded, but there's still 2 to go. Elpern, meanwhile, may want to consider bringing in some more infantry, and again, calling in some guards airborne troops could be, I think, a good, so shall we say, mid-late game addition. T-Fed first moving in there, shoots whiffs. Push straight ahead here. Northish Sturmpuni seizing the point. Panther fast off, damaging the engine. NosMarkov on the offensive, going straight for the car here, slicing right through Elpern's centre. Like a knife through really lovely sponge cake. Engineers are close to death. They are the thin red line, keeping the car front secure here from the advances of Fash. But they've got the truck launcher completely disrupting NosMarkov's assault. Just in time there for Elpern and the Red Army. MD-34 setting up there. Up north there, point secured by the Sturmpionierer. He's not too far away from another Panther 4 model yet, at which point Elpern does find himself slightly outgunned in certain regards. Of course, the field guns will still be a significant challenge, unless NosMarkov can find a way to deal with it efficiently. T-34 and 6 being hauled back for repairs. In the south here, Concord advancing, trying to line of fire of the Panzerkampfwagen 4 as Jod, last model of the Panther 4, which, despite what percent he actually had a much slower turret rotation, because with the Model J, it was basically, shall I say, you know, the last ditch effort with the Panther 4 late war. They were starting to run out of resources. For example, they'd cut out the generator for the engines, or not for the engine, for the turret. So basically, it was hand cranked instead of being, you know, basically get handled by motor. It did have a larger fuel tank, but again, they were struggling with fuel at that point as well, so that didn't really compensate for things. It was also easy to produce in a lot of other ways, but you know, one of the key elements was again it had a much slower turret rotation, which they technically had at the start to get its inclusion with, but people didn't like that, so they kind of dropped it. It was also a lot cheaper then, but again. Still firing down the Diska, good hit there. Constantly forward up northish, Sturmpionierer pushing back. Canvas shoots, misses the T-34 from 6. Grab the southern points here. Once more, Elpern finds himself being pressured here by NosMarkov and the German army. He's on the defensive, his men are bleeding out. The light infantry on there is proving to be an excellent investment here for NosMarkov. He's got that Panther 4. I think he should be careful about engaging around here with the Panther 4 unless he's got smoke screens down here to that way make it harder for Elpern's field guns to actually shoot at the Panther 4. He's also able to call in the second one now, though of course at this point NosMarkov could be feeling like he would get away with a Panther. Or he could be completely bananas and decide he wants a King Tiger now. I would definitely not recommend a King Tiger right now, simply because it's going to be so much like just resource being put on hold for so long time. It's going to give Elpern a good chance to turn the game around in his favour, which is typically not what you want to give. And a lot of the time the King Tiger just doesn't have enough firepower to really compensate for that complete downtime you suffer from it. We do get some Overwatch now, which puts NosMarkov into pretty heavy infantry territory. That said, I'd probably recommend another tank before the Overwatch here, but not saying they're a bad idea. Yes, I think the order here is slightly in reverse from NosMarkov, as long as actually planning to go for another medium tank. Folks with the T-34-6, another Katyusha barrage here. MD-34 almost wiped out, going from Northern Victory Point. We got 200 versus 383. There you go, Orbital Soldaten out here for NosMarkov. Another T-34-6 for Elpern. Starting to bring in the numbers there, very good for Elpern. Sturmpionierer is being absolutely mauled here by the Diska. Fultz is caught there as well. Worth noting, by the way, NosMarkov is yet to upgrade the Panther 4 with the Pin-Up machine, despite it being a fairly good investment. In most cases, when it comes to Pin-Up machine your tanks, they're typically a very good investment, or at least decent investment. Simply because they do add some nice anti-infantry damage, which can really help out in certain cases. And in some cases, like the Stu 3D deals are really cheap, in which case they just become like almost a no-brainer upgrade, but even then you still see people not bothering with them. But here for the NosMarkov, you really should upgrade that Panther 4. Got the upside moving about here, climbing right through here. Elpern's northern flank. He actually catching the field crew in a pretty bad position. Actually, with the upside been up there instead of the full screen, probably could have wiped that field and at least left it in a much worse state. We got 186 with 377. Panther 4 being repaired. That's very good. Kind of shoots misses. But the Elpern has managed to secure all 3 victory points, and NosMarkov is definitely being a bit sluggish in response to get them back under his Teutonic command. More T-Feds arriving, troops being poured, field guns bombarding the cannons, really punishing NosMarkov, bringing them so close to each other. Plus, the Panzer force too close to the Conscripts, were getting pelted with an anti-tank grenade. Series of mistakes, I think, there by NosMarkov versus Elpern, and Elpern, of course, more than happy to exploit these mistakes by NosMarkov. Line for gun end of 7 kills, continues to be again a good investment. 10 kills, in fact. Further captures that piling up for Elpern and the Red Army. But Elpern, the 11th Guards Tank Corps, continues the assault. Again, line for gun there, just tearing through Elpern's infantry. Folks are being pushed back. Panzer for the 6 kills, veterans you 1. Got anything reinforcing healing there. We got 151 to 377. Panzer 4 there, still not being upgraded with the pinman machine. I'm guessing he's really firmly trying to set up for the sector assault here. That line of gun again has been a great investment. In fact, it's done more here so far than the Katyusha for NosMarkov. Really highlighting these are actually really good investments. It's a little fun fact there. Truck on the way there for NosMarkov, so yeah, NosMarkov has decided to stall for the King Tiger, and again, not a fan of that. Not a fan at all. It's just, I think, too big of a cost investment in terms of like just manpower and fuel. Requires him to put his economy to hold for too long, which actually risks further escalating out and then just delaying it even further just by that, you know, very thing, in particular when he's already low on victory points. But also again, like the King Tiger just, I feel like, doesn't quite have the firepower to, shall we say, pay off it as well. It's cost typically a lot of the time. So, generally not a fan of the King Tiger in the game as such. Propagandacaster against the disc, or the conscript, we got Disco supporting it quite nicely. Akedma cleared out there, meaning he actually has no Akedmas now left here versus Elpern. Meaning he just is now relying on the Panzer IV to stop all of Elpern's armor. That is also a bit dangerous. Also need to get that truck out of the way before the surge turning into a, well, large burning heap of scrap metal. Shoot your fire down there. Films up in the Panzer IV. His situation as NosMarkov is deteriorating rapidly. Meanwhile, Elpern is bringing in more armor now. There we go. Mechanized regiment for NosMarkov. Comes to the incorporate the carve point being moldy, slaughtered, shredded, just absolutely annihilated by NosMarkov's forces. Need to fix up that Panzer IV again. Schwer Panzer Corps meanwhile is now in the line of the double field guns. If you had the line for gun, you could actually maybe counter bombard them, push them back. He's also under 111 versus Elpern's 377. Comes caught by the Schwerer Panzer Quartier. Down it goes. Force pushing force into the dish getting suppressed. Panzer fires off there. Third, T-34 and 6th Elpern. Mechanized ready and good to go. Panzer 4 they're slowly close approaching version T2. NosMarkov really on the ropes here against Elpern. He's just mercilessly pummeling NosMarkov here. So I think he more or less has the fuel now for the King Tiger. The issue just still needs the manpower, which is still quite an intensive cost here. Never mind the victory points. He's also finally got upgraded his Sturmpionier with a Panzer Schreck. And he's still got 2 Volkswagen but have not been upgraded with assault rifles, so don't feel like there have been a few issues here for NosMarkov in terms of strategy and execution. Meanwhile, Elpern again has got 3 T-34s and 6s, backed up by 2 field guns, meaning that King Tiger is going to be significantly outgunned. Cutting through some of the wire, grabbing the point there. 51 versus 377. 49 versus 377. NosMarkov is betting all on that King Tiger, like a high roller. On his last bit of luck at the casino before the Mafia's about to break his legs, failing to pay Big Ivan the money he's owed. Rocket fire down. 38, 37. 36. 35. 34. At this rate, he's still roughly a minute away from the King Tiger. News Elpern is just slowly, you know, exploring the front line. He just punching away, and NosMarkov's left got down into the ground here. Ooh, got lucky their shot bounced. We got 29 versus 377, 28, 27. NosMarkov is very close to that King Tiger, that Königstiger, got that Tiger too. 25. 24, and there we go. Königstiger out here for NosMarkov and for Deutschland. Just going to be hammered. Fielding there, it's got the Panther down to half health already. Rocket Strafe going in as well. Panther somehow done most of it. Almost got the T-34 from 6, it would be pretty good for NosMarkov to get rid of, of course. He's down to 20 points. Sturmpanzer's dropped the Panther Strike. Machine getting wiped. Folks are getting wiped. King Tiger needs to get moving pretty fast. Got one of the fielding crews actually. King Tiger shoots and misses. Panther moving in. NosMarkov's forces are getting absolutely annihilated in the center. He got one of the T-34s from 6s. Almost got the other one there. You got 18 versus 377. There you go. Another T-34 down. Problem is now for NosMarkov is he's got next to nothing left. And he lost his Panzer IV. They mean he's only got the King Tiger and a few infantry squads left now here versus Elpern. Need to reinforce those pretty schnell. King Tiger shoots, misses. Still gets a good hit. Their folks are about to get wiped out. Need to retreat them. He's going to lose them. And he can't afford to lose them. There you go. And the Orbison's about to get wiped out as well. Going for more Fulks Grenadiers. Got the T-34s from 6 almost, but he lost his remaining orbital dart. That means he's got next to nothing left now. His forces have been sent past the breaking point here, and at this point Elpern just needs to mop it all up. Again, the King Tiger ultimately, well, big and flashy, just typically like just can't deliver enough to like warrant its cost and the amount of time sunk into it. That's like typically the major issue with the King Tiger. In particular in a situation like NosMarkov, where you're already like, you know, not winning, and then you're trying to stall for it in the hopes that someone can turn the game around. Most of the time it won't turn the game around unless your opponent is pretty much not very good at the game and completely panics. So there you go, King Tiger out, and with that NosMarkov is dead in the water. Königsstiger kaput, and with that it's a win here for Elpern and the Red Army. A brutal fight here on the Eastern Front, but in the end NosMarkov just pretty much blew it all. I mean, he definitely had a moment there. He had the opportunity, but again, his big mistake was again trying to go for a King Tiger. When he used to push for more Panther Force. Having been pushing for Panthers would have been infinitely better than trying to go for the King Tiger. Plus, again, I feel he should have just rushed out some Orbison instead of replacing that Folks Grenadier squad. In particular, considering he wasn't upgrading, there was also like a margin for those markers. I feel like there's some mistakes that kept propping up here versus Elpern, who just played, I think, a very solid Soviet game and you slowly ground down his opponent. I would like to see some Guards Airborne maybe, but that's about really it, I think, for major critiques of Elpern. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family. But don't tell enemies, and of course do consider donating or pledging on Patreon. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. I'm sure tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.